Mm, 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 mm. Yo, what up? It's the one and only beautiful Aaron Moses. Gang, today's Sunday. So I thought it would be the perfect day to talk about this energy, man. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to explain to you what energy is. But if you listen very closely and you use your whole mind, not the left brain, not the right brain, not the reptilian brain, not the neocortex, not your amygdala, like a lot of you niggas, you amygdala using ass niggas. Look up. That's what I'm gonna start calling y'all. Amygdala using that. You amygdala ass niggas. Not your amygdala. Look that up. And why I laugh. That's see, you gotta be a nerd. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you what energy is. I'm going to tell you what energy is not, and I'm going to tell you I'm going to I'm going to tell you how to sense true energy, bro. Now, RIP to the homie, man. My homegirl Carrie Lee Greening, man. One of my best friends. I mean, to an extent, I didn't know that she passed for like 6 months after she actually passed, but she was a great friend of mine, man. And one thing that I liked about Carrie, that I like about all women, to an extent, is all women love attention. And they want to be unique. They want to be different. They want to stand out. But out of my, I think she passed when I was like 29. So out of my 29 years of life, I never heard anyone say, any man, woman, dog, child, say that their favorite color was true black. And I said, Carrie, what is true black? And she said, well, Aaron Moses, there's black, there's white, there's gray, and then there's true black. True black is the blackest black that can black. But anyways, energy, bro. I'm gonna tell you what it is by not telling you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is not. Energy is not based off of your feelings, right? Because a lot of people use vague terms and umbrella words, as I like to call them, energy, vibes, spirit. I just didn't like his energy. I just didn't like his vibes. I just didn't like his spirit. I just didn't feel. Now, when you speak, a lot of you niggas are gonna get offended. A lot of females are gonna get offended. Now, I don't apologize. What's up, Rancho? The thing about it is, when you say, well, I just feel like, you're speaking about your own energy in a way that is exclusive to you, which is improper because that's not a logical statement that's about to come out your mouth. That is a statement and that is an expression that is exclusive to you, that only people who feel like you, people who've only had experiences like you, can relate to. It's not based in logic. It's not something that could be universally proven. Your feelings are only exclusive to you usually. You're in your own world. You're in your own head. You're in your own space. That's not true. Your feelings are not true energy. They matter, which is what energy is to an extent. But sometimes mostly your energy and your feelings can be changed because they're temporary. So they're not reliable. You know what I'm saying? That's not what your feelings are not your feelings are not true energy. Now, I might be able to say something like, well, I think, but just because I package it different, that that's not that doesn't mean that that's true energy, because I'm very conscious of how I speak in a lot of different ways. Man, everybody hit that like button, man. I appreciate you for being in the room, man. Make sure you hit that like button and share this video with somebody who needs it. Now, what true energy is not is something that is, damn, I lost a lot. I had a lot of points, bro. I just drew a blank. But what we do have to understand is true energy is something that's universal because that's all the universe is. That's all the objects, everything that you could perceive, and everything that you unfortunately cannot perceive, right? Because we do have more than five senses, but at the end of the day, there's only one sense in essence. The only sense that we have is the sense of perception, the ability to feel. That's the only sense that we have. The ability to feel. Now, what is feeling? Feeling is being able to receive touch. Really, touch is really the only sense that we have. Because when that light touches your eye, then you can perceive your surroundings. When sound waves touch your eardrums, then you can hear. When certain, flavors touch your tongue, you can taste, and so on and so on. So touch is really the only sense that you have in essence, right? So when you say that you feel something, or I just didn't feel, or your energy, or as you dumbass bitches like to say, it's just giving, bitch, shut the fuck up. That's not how you use that word. But at the end of the day, um, if I if I hand you some if I hand you some chocolate and you eat it and you say it's nasty, that is that's your mind telling you that something is dangerous if it tastes nasty. Okay, it's something that's not pleasurable to you. It's something that's not valuable to you, my nigga. Personally, I love chocolate, but I don't like dark chocolate, and I'm not a big fan of white chocolate, but I will eat it. Does that mean that dark chocolate is dangerous? Does that mean that dark chocolate is not valuable? Does that mean that dark chocolate doesn't have healing properties? No, that just means I personally don't like it. So if I were to describe how dark chocolate makes me feel, that would be contrary to the actual reality that dark chocolate has in the world, the actual value. If somebody says, Aaron Moses, what should I buy? And I say, don't buy that because I don't like dark chocolate. Does that mean that dark chocolate is not valuable? No. If I tell you that, bro, I like chocolate with a little bit of peanut butter in it and a little bit of caramel in it. That's my favorite chocolate. Does that mean that that's good for you? No, that's just what I like. That doesn't take away the value of it. And that's what a lot of people do with their little Philly feelers, with their feelings. You try to place value on something when you don't even know what it is. You don't know what it is, you just know how it makes you feel, and that's not right. You don't know what it is, you don't do any investigation, you don't ask why, you don't ask what, you don't Google, you just go off your feelings. And 9 times out of 10, bro, that's why you're in a in a bad situation. Now I listened to this song called What's the Difference? I believe it had Snoop Dogg on it, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Exhibit. It's an older song. It came out in like the early 2000s. And the hook is, which describes what energy is not perfectly and how a lot of you niggas act. You Carmelo Anthony amygdala using ass reptilian brained ass niggas. And there's nothing wrong with anything physically up on a person. But it's just about how you use it, such as your feelings. Right now, the hook is, what's the difference between me and you? You talk a big one, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. I act on how I feel and never deal with emotions. And that's how you niggas act. That's how a lot of you bitch ass niggas act. And that's how a lot of you bonnet wearing outside ass bitches act too. I act on how I feel, but never deal with my emotions. Now, let's break that down. This is what energy is not. I act on how I feel. So you take action on something that's temporary, that you don't even analyze, and you never deal with your emotions. So that means that you're in a psychological loop of doing things that are affecting you in a way that's not going to allow you to grow, right? And when you don't deal with your emotions, When you don't understand that your emotions are supposed to fuel your ability to think. You have all of these, you have all this, let's just say energy. Emotions are energy. I hate when people say this, but emotions are energy in motion. Energy, motion, right? This energy is supposed to fuel your emotion. You feeling sad is supposed to, you're supposed to analyze the fact that you're sad. You're supposed to take this radiation. You're supposed to take this power. You're supposed to take this vitality that your brain is chemically uh, generating for you. You see a stimulus or you get stimulated from the outside world, and what does your body do? Your body signals to your brain that something is happening. Then your brain chemically reacts. That's what emotions are. And then you just blah. No, bro. You're supposed to take this chemical reaction and direct it into the world via you being able to be a logical thinker, critical thinking, breathing, using it. But what do with your nigga brain? I act on what I feel and I don't deal with emotions. Nigga, you're skipping a step. And you put this in the world, and millions of people have heard this, and they relate to it. So you feel some shit, and you don't even filter that motherfucker. That's what logic is. That's what critical thinking is. It's a filter. That's what I tell people. Just like your aura is your aura is a form of radiation that is basically a report card for your mind, body, and soul. That's what your aura is. That's how I would define an aura. But your aura is also a filter because your report card is going to put you in positions that are going to give you certain strengths. If you take your report card to Harvard, or if you take your test results to Harvard and they're good, I mean, you can get in. But if it's dirty, if it's toxic, if it has all kind of lint and pimples on it, maybe you need to go to community college and get your money up and work on your academics, and then maybe I might do the Erica Badu. What is that? I might see you next lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's what we have to understand. We have to stop misusing words when we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, bro. Because you could go on a date, right? And she might say, you know what? I don't think we're gonna be seeing each other again. And you might say, why? I'll open the wrong goddamn number. And she might say, I mean, it's just like I like you. Like you look good and you know, but it's just the energy. It's like something about your energy. You know what you need to do? Ask her this very important question. What is energy? Ask her, what is energy? It's just like a feeling. No, it's not. That's not what energy is. That's not what energy is. Energy is not your feelings. Energy is reality. Energy is all around us. It's just your energy. It's just not right. It's just something about your energy. Okay. That means, that means I just don't want to fuck you. People use words because they don't have enough words to use. We ran out of words to say, looking ass nigga. But don't just say shit because you don't have a strong grasp of the English language, my nigga. You want to sound deep, you want to sound cool, but you don't know what you're talking about. Don't use my rule, all 2020, rest of 2025, stop using words that a lot of people use and you can't even describe what they are. You're using very important words and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you sound dumb. You're just triggering me right now. Bitch, what is a trigger? Aaron Moses, what's a trigger? A trigger is an autonomous reaction to an outside stimuli based in trauma. That's what a fucking trigger is. What's toxic? Toxic is not what a lot of people think. When you say toxic, you probably mean something that you don't like, a pattern that you're not familiar with. That's not what toxic means. That's why a lot of you motherfuckers keep using that goddamn word energy, disrespecting God. Nigga, God is the source of energy, and you're disrespecting that word by just saying it all willy-nilly. The vibes. Do you even know what the fuck a vibration is? Do you know where vibration even comes from, bro? Like, I'm not saying that you have to know every single word that you use, but when you say it, bro, you're really sending a wave into the universe. You're really changing people when you say that shit, and you really sound dumb to everybody, really. Like, I don't like to talk like everybody. You might notice that my slang is a little different because people are so easily influenced because they don't know what the shit is that they're saying out their mouth. When they hear things, they don't challenge it. They just keep on saying it and saying it and it's giving and saying it like, bro, shut the fuck up. You sound like a fucking moron, bro. It's insulting for you to even think you should be able to speak to me for free. Like, come on, bro. Now, yeah, this is bringing out my little arrogance and shit, but at the end of the day, you have to be very conscious. Do I have to do that today? I don't think I do. I might. I'm gonna do that right now. My reminder just went off. Let's get this cash. But it's all about consciousness. It's all about awareness. And I know what both of those things mean. I've studied them a lot. But we do have to understand what we say, how we say it, and what energy is and what energy is not. If you can't describe what you feel, say nothing. Feel it. Think about it. If you don't know what the fuck you're about to say, then say nothing. If you feel like you're about to say something that something that everybody says, it's probably wrong if you're about to use that goddamn word. You probably don't know what the fuck that means. And if I were to say, look, if you can define to me what that means without using your smartphone, if you sit down and close your eyes and just do a breathing exercise for 10 minutes, I will give you $100,000. You will be not getting $100,000. So do that, bro. You might want to read. You might want to pick up a book. You might want to at least ask AI what a whole bunch of words mean before you use them. Because AI is pretty good at defining basic words. Energy, give, look up the word give. You're not using that right, and it's annoying and it sounds stupid. And you sound basic. You sound like a bot, bitch. And energy, vibration, consciousness, awareness, give, receive, things that are not cultural, things that are used culturally in your nigga culture that you're throwing a parade for every day and putting on the pom-poms for every day, the culture you're not even supposed to be a part of because it came from slavery and consumer behavior. Look them words up, man, before you use them. Let me think of another word. Energy, give, consciousness, awareness, toxic, vibes. Shit that stupid motherfuckers say, and they don't even know. You just say it because you don't know what else to say. Whatever the case may be, it is what it is, not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses, I'm the bang, you the bang, we the bang together, man. Life is in the breath, breathe, man, peace.